Hey everybody, peace to you, love, joy, prosperity, success, goodness, all for you today. Greetings everybody, how you doing? This is Sister Yaya here, your favorite traditional herbalist, your favorite Comanche herbalist. How y'all doing today? And welcome to Mexico. Some of you may have known that we moved about 4 days ago to Mexico. It seems like a long time, but we are here. Hello, Olivia. We are happy to be here. We're happy to be able to breathe. I'm gonna talk a little later on about why we chose to come to Mexico, why we chose to leave the United States. Some of you already know, but there are some other things that I want to share with you at one point as to why why we left the U.S. and why coming here was so important, especially with children. But today I want to share with you some information about taking care of our bodies. One of the things that this journey, having been displaced due to Hurricane Ida, not having our home, our business supplies, is I had to take care of my health. And when you have things around you, sometimes you can take it for granted. Sometimes you can really be like, okay, well, I have these herbs, I have these things, but you don't take your herbs, you don't take your tea, you don't eat what you're supposed to eat. Sometimes we kind of slow up and slack up on our healthcare. But when we lost our house to Hurricane Ida, I knew my health had to be strong if I was going to make it. No matter what went down, I had to take care of myself. That means drinking more water, trying to get my rest. That also included taking my herbs. Hurricane Ida and this whole transition of really being displaced has really forced me to be more mindful, even as a healer, of my own health care. Digestive issues, that has a lot to do with nervousness, has a lot to do with anxiety, things like constipation, or even diarrhea, you may see. And we may see this from like everyday movement of life, right? Because things make us anxious, things make us stressed, and sometimes we feel it right here in our stomach. And this chakra here deals with our will, our ability to choose for ourselves, our ability to make a decision for ourselves. So when we feel disempowered through situations and circumstances and that our personal power is being leaked, normally we see digestive problems, digestive issues. Mother wounds, father wounds, childhood issues, trauma can be stored in the solar plexus chakra. This is why I talk about digestive issues, because I used to suffer with all kinds of issues, all kinds of digestive issues. And the way we see it, the stomach is like another brain. The stomach is another area where information is processed and broken down that helps us to be healthy and strong. So when we have issues with digestion, which is one of our first brains here, we have problems. Our mind isn't clear. Our mood is terrible. Our skin doesn't look good. When dealing with things of the solar plexus chakra, right, that includes your liver, your spleen, your gallbladder, your small and large intestines as well. So when we're thinking about digestion, we're not just thinking about stomach, right? We're thinking about this whole abdomen area right here. And things that is connected, and it's your center, so it's connected to the top and it's connected to the bottom. And when that ain't working right, honey, we're not feeling good. So today, I want to show you how I like to prepare my favorite detox tea. And please drop your questions, because I can answer your questions about health and wellness, about the different teas that I use and different tinctures that I use to stay healthy. Now, I'm putting my water on the stove to get it warmed up while we're talking. One thing in Mexico is that you cannot drink the water, baby. Oh, no. But every now and then, you might get a little sip of water from swimming in the pool or going to a cenote or even brushing your teeth. Well, I've seen that some mothers and their families have been talking about digestive problems, especially like worms and things like that. So I'm getting on the front end of things with that information and being preventative. One of the things I like to use, in addition to just drinking lots of water and trying to take care of myself, of course, are our tinctures. Our tinctures are really, really good for, I'm going to show you everything I'm doing. Just adding some water to my pot. Generally, I wouldn't use this. I would use something that's like glass or cast iron. But since I have this, It's just a pot. I'm gonna use this to make tea because it's normally used for coffee and different things like that. Probably want to put about 16 ounces of water in here if all of it don't spill on the counter. I don't know what I was talking about. Okay. So parasites and things that lives in water, you have to be very, very careful about that, especially if you're traveling or you're in a place where the sanitation of the water isn't good. Now, we lived in New Orleans, so that water was never good to drink. So this ain't nothing to just, buy your own water and to process it yourself, cleaning it and everything, so you can have something to take care of yourself. So I'm going to warm this water while I'm going to talk about teas and tinctures and things you can do at home to keep your family healthy and strong. Okay? So let's get this started. And y'all, things don't work like they work in the United States. Things are different here. And that's okay. Just embrace the difference, right? So this tea I'm going to make now is our Jamaican Lip Cleanser. I don't go long without taking this tea. I'm going to let you see it so you can see the ingredients. We'll be having this back in the shop hopefully within a month. As you know, we've transitioned to a new country, so it takes a while to get set up. But this here is amazing. I'm going to tell you one thing. It don't taste good. It is not meant to taste good because the bitterness of it is what does the cleansing. The bitterness of it is what goes in and reprograms your taste buds. So when you crave sweets and starches and things like that, it is the bitterness that allows you to cut that addiction and that craving. That's why most people don't like things that are bitter, Most people don't like things that are bitter. But in order to receive the healing you need, you got to get the bitter, honey. It is what gives you your strength, right? And so this tea has burdock root, which is good for cleansing the blood. The blood is ubiquitous. It's everywhere in our bodies. So when our blood is heavy due to medications, stress, environmental toxins, and everything else we take in our daily life, then we know we need to clean it because it gets heavy. And when our blood is heavy, it's sluggish, it gets sticky. So things stick to it, right? Bacteria, fungus, and we're gonna talk about yeast. It gets sticky. And then it's like your body feels heavy. But this tea lightens the load, honey, and it makes you also go boo-boo. One thing about me, I like to go boo-boo. Look, if it's a day go by and I ain't go to the bathroom, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because if I'm eating something, something has to come out, right? And that's the natural way of things. When you eat, it must come out. So this tea keeps me very, very regular. It helps my skin to be clear and shiny, my eyes to be clear, my breath smells great. People with body odor, a natural body odor, helps to eliminate that. But it also works with your liver. Why is the liver important? The liver is important because it does a couple of things. Well, a lot of things. It has over 500 functions, which includes detoxing, which includes making sure you can poop, which makes sure your hormones are straight, to make your skin look good, to make your uterus work right, your ovaries do what they need to do, your thyroid, your weight, right? So someone who's constipated or has high cholesterol may have issues with their liver. If you're waking up 3 o'clock in the morning chronically, you may have issues with your liver. If your skin is broken out or is extremely blotchy and can't seem to clear up, you may have liver issues. If you're feeling frustrated and angry almost all the time, you may have liver issues. But it's okay because the liver is the seat of the emotion of frustration and anger. So when we feel it for a long period of time, it taxes the liver. It slows it down so it can't filter the blood. It can't give you the proper levels of hormones you need. It can't secrete the amount of bile through the gallbladder to move the poop and the waste through your body. So now you got waste stored up in your body, and you're feeling heavy, you're not feeling good, and you're frustrated, you're angry, your periods are too long, your sex is not good. Look at the liver. Also look at the frustration and what's angry and making you angry in your life. Not just in the moment, but long term. Yeah, I talk about how I have mother wound issues, and I still work through them. And that's been a lot of my anger issues. It's been with my mama. This tea has helped my body to adjust to the changes of healing. Because the first rule in our Comanche tradition of healing is what? Cleansing. Before we can heal anything, let's get the stuff that's causing the problem out the way, right? So I recommend everyone take this tea no matter what regimen you're doing. Anyone could take it. My 2-year-old takes it. It's bitter as ugh. He takes it because I taught him as he's a young baby how to get his taste buds adjusted to things that are bitter. So when he's older and he gets ill, naturally his body will know and recognize healing because he's had it since he's a child. This is why it's important that we teach children about herbs and we give them herbs and let them try different foods, let them try different things. Don't give them all the sweets all the time. Sometimes give them something bland for a while. Allow their palate to be flexible, because in the event of they ain't got nothing to eat, they're not feeling well, they can go to foods that are bland, go to herbs that are bitter and find healing there, right? These are the things that we are taught in our tradition and when we're raising children and ourselves, really, how to maintain our health, right? Okay, so this tea, burdock root, cascara sangrada, which is going to clean you out. Cleavers, which is good for the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system only is a cleaning system, sort of like your colon and your small and large intestines. But the thing about the lymphatic system is it can't move out the toxins until you move it. And the only way you can move the lymphatic system is A, through exercise, B, through sweating, and C, taking a tea. And cleavers is a great herb to move the lymphatic system. Let me tell you where your lymphatics are. So your lymphatics, when you're not feeling well, they said your lymph not feeling good, so your doctor may feel for your lymphs to see if they are inflamed. That means there's a problem there. Lymphs are also here. A lot of women, make sure I get the camera. A lot of women may have bumps here, and we have tenderness and soreness here, and the lymphatics sit here. So we're not sweating, exercising, or taking tea. All those heavy toxins, which are metals and things like that, they store here and here. The lymphatics here. We gotta move or give them some herbs to get them out the way. Also, lymphatics, I know you can't see, but they store here for men and women as well. Sometimes you can feel a tenderness that's here, right? Like, oh, this feels sore. That could be your lymphatic system that needs to be drained. That's some toxins that need to come out your body and they're giving you pain. Here, when you're not feeling well, it may swell up. Underneath your arms, may swell up here. You may feel it here and also here. So the lymphatic system is very important to be cleaned out. Very, very important, right? So it has cleavers, Oregon grapefruit as well, soursop. We're going to talk about soursop because soursop has been saving my life since I've been in Mexico. Let me tell you. Wow. Olivia, this tea is called the Jamaican Blood and Lymph Cleanser, by the way. I see your question. We also have kenkeliva, which is an African herb that I absolutely love and adore. We have kenkeliva, and we have dandelion roots. All of these herbs work synergetically together to keep you healthy and strong. Living in Mexico, let me tell you, eating food I ain't never seen or tasted before in my life, and I'm used to cooking my own food. I'd be like, oh, what is? But seriously, don't worry about it because you have everything you need. So enjoy yourself. And I've been on this tea, which is super bitter, and I'm boiling the water right now and showing you how to make it. It's because it keeps me healthy and strong. It allows my blood to be light and clean, allows my skin to be the way it is, and then nothing gets blocked up in my system that needs to move out, right? And that's the first principle of healing, y'all. No matter what you're doing, no matter what's going on, you've got to get clean. Let's clean out the toxins and the things that no longer serve us. So while the water is boiling now, which is over here, I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened last night. So last night, well, when I first got to this place, right, you know, they wash the towels and they have all the towels and stuff washed and prepared for you, which is wonderful. And normally I have my own personal items, but with traveling, I don't know what happened to my washcloth. I'm like, Lord have mercy. That's a big thing for me, y'all, my personal stuff. All right, so I said, okay, well, smells clean, it's clean, blah, 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 I can use it, you know. So I get the water and I'm washing it out, right? So I can smell the perfume. So I think it's good to use. So I have my own soap, blah, 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 use my stuff. And so the water, apparently the rag still had some like detergent in it. And I have my own detergent, right? And so when I squeezed it over my body, it went down and on my little girl. And y'all, it was like a 5-alarm fire. I was like, what? I said, what is this? Y'all, and it was so funny because I was like, what is going on? And I realized I could still smell the laundry detergent that's in it. And I'm very particular about my self-care, right? And I said, Lord have mercy. So I said, all right. I did my little prayer and my ritual, right? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? You in hot ass Mexico and your stuff is burning up. The devil is a liar. So what I ended up doing was praying about it, of course. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm searching through my herbs. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, where's my herbs? Okay, I got this, I got that, what can I use? And so, you know, you got the old Caribbean. If y'all don't know, there's some old Caribbean traditions you can, not traditions, but remedies you can use. One of them is using water and vinegar, and not in equal parts. You don't want to burn everything up, because the vinegar has the acid to lower the pH of the vagina, right? Because if it gets too alkaline, that's where the BV comes in. That's where the yeast like to flourish and grow. But it's to lower the pH of that area so that the bad bacteria can't survive in that environment, because they need a certain pH, right? So it's all about chemistry and science. This is why I love this work. So I had some vinegar and I had done some water and made a solution. So topically that helped. So I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah, hot Mexico. I ain't got time to be burning up like that. And so, but one of the things that helped me significantly was our guinea hen root tincture. I'm gonna hold it up. This is my personal bottle. Guinea hen root. And if y'all ain't never had guinea hen root, y'all, this got to be in your medicine cabinet, because guinea hen is so important. It works along this meridian. The meridian is like a line, right? So anything from the top of the head all the way down, issues. So prostate, it's good for headaches, prostate, heart conditions, breast conditions, good for cancer, colds, flus, throat problems, irritations, any bacteria, yeast. So last night I took a teaspoon of this, because I can't be suffering, and a teaspoon of our soursop tincture. Soursop tincture, Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. Less than, I promise you, less than 60 seconds, I was ready to go to sleep and my symptoms were gone. When I say gone, I mean gone. That guinea hen root would snatch your whole life up. One of my favorite friends, Keisha, hopefully she'll watch this. She loves it. She said she had a sore throat one day, and I intuitively sent her an extra bottle in her shipment before the hurricane situation happened. She said she took a teaspoon of that, did her Reiki, and went on about her business, and it was powerful. And we grow this guinea hen root on our farm in Jamaica. We'll talk about that more too. I just haven't had time, y'all, but now I got time. So we grow this herb on our farm, and it's harvested according to our tradition. So we're not just picking whenever somebody makes an order. No. They're picked at a certain time according to the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle, and they're prepared. Not everybody touches your herbs when you get them from us. So it comes from our 2 farm managers we have in Jamaica. They send it to me. So that's 3 hands, and then your hand is the 4th hand. Whoever postal people are sending it to you, they touch it. But outside of that, it's not coming from China. It ain't been around the world. It ain't been sitting around a long time. But this stuff is some potent shit, all right? So you got anything going on? My grandfather once suffered with prostate cancer, and it was really bad. And they were actually inserting the pellets of chemotherapy at that time. I said, Grandfather, remember the traditions you've taught me? Because, he got older, forgetting stuff. And we started on his guinea hen. We started on some soursop and some other things. And within like 3 weeks, he had terminal prostate cancer. It was gone. It was gone. And he was riding a bike again. If you know anything about prostate cancer, you ain't riding no bike. That shit hurt. But we use our culture and our traditions to heal us, because this is our inheritance, right? And we don't allow anybody to take that away from us, right? And we don't impose it on anyone, but this is just the way we live, and I like to share it with you all. And so I'm grateful that y'all all are here. So y'all, we're about to prepare this tea right quick. I got the water boiling here, and it is hot. And I'm gonna show you how I make this tea, because I don't use tea bags. If you ever got a tea from me, we don't need no tea bags. Our ancestors ain't had no tea bags, no need for it. Because our herbs, the way they're processed, they're cut. They're just cut down really kind of fine, and you want to strain it out. It's a traditional way, and it's almost ceremonial-like. So I just keep with tradition, because that's part of the magic, right? So, but you also can get like tea bags and make your own, but you won't receive that from us, because it's just not the way we've traditionally done it, right? So what I will do, I have about 16 ounces of tea, water boiling, and I don't measure mine, but I know you might want to. So the pack says 1 tablespoon of herbs per 8 to 10 ounce. I eyeball it. Y'all gonna get used to these videos. Sistah, yeah, this is how I move. So I'll just put some in here. I let mine a little strong, y'all. I let that extra bit, right? All right, so I'm gonna put that in here. And in fact, I turned the stove off, but I might turn it back on, because these contain root herbs, right? And with root herbs, they need a little extra help, because they're really hard. So the longer you boil them and the hotter for the longer period of time, the more medicine you extract. Now with our herbs, you can boil them up to 3 times. So don't throw it away. When you get it, don't throw it away. Put it aside in the refrigerator and boil it again. This will be enough for my family today and tomorrow, and I'm only using 2 tablespoons of herbs. And we may drink 2 cups a day, and that's our daily thing. And if something's going on, it may be more than that, but that's rare. If I'm taking 2 cups of this tea, nothing's creeping up on my system. I'm not having issues with yeast. I'm not having issues with my any sinuses, my stomach. Sometimes I gotta back up off of it because it can be a little bit too cleansing, and I'm like, okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm gonna come back to you, and I'll take a break of maybe like 2 days, and I'll get right back on it. This is a tea I don't come off of. No, you got to keep your system clean. Just like you will want to filter on your AC in your house, in your car, and on your water, you won't want to take that off. So this is my personal internal filtration system, is this tea, the Blood and Lip Cleanser. So it smells bitter. It tastes bitter because it is bitter. But it's the bitterness that brings about the sweet. Think about your life's experiences. What terrible things have happened? But out of it, you can look back and you say, you know what? I'm glad that had that happened, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now. Had not I had these mother wounds, I wouldn't be in Mexico right now. Had not I had financial issues years ago, I wouldn't have learned so much about money and the energy and the currency of money and the principles behind the movement of money, because money is just energy. And when you understand the energy of money and how it works, you can easily attract it. If you understand how currency works and you are the true currency, things are easy in your life. It took me a while to figure this out. A while. I've been told that my value comes from what I can produce, what I can do, from a commercial standpoint. Not commercial, it's not the word. What's that word? Capitalist standpoint. That my energy and who I am is measured based upon how much money I can make and produce, but that's not true. I've learned that my energy is my currency. When I lost my house and all my business supplies, that was my opportunity to say, yeah, you talking all that shit on YouTube, talking all that shit on Facebook. This is my self-talk, y'all. Don't worry about it. This is just me. You won't get used to it. Hey, here's an opportunity. What you gonna do, baby? You talking about your energy is your currency? Okay, we're gonna look, right? And so now I've been able to see how I've been able to use my energy to manifest what I want. And I did a video on where we're staying around Casa Vida yesterday, 2 days ago with Cortez Ross. Check him out, y'all. And he has been showing us, the Spirit has been showing us so many wonderful things, how your energy is actually your currency. So don't let people tell you gotta have money to do this and to do that. Money is a tool, but you're most important. You're most important. So let's get back to these herbs. So my thing is still boiling. And I want you to see it, so I'm just gonna bring the camera a little closer just so you can see how it's looking in the. Let's see if you can see there. It's gonna turn. Come on, oh yeah, no problem. So it's boiling a little in there, and we're gonna let that boil for a little while. We're gonna let that boil and do its thing for a little while. Normally, I'll be praying over my tea, setting my intentions on what I needed to do for me, how I needed to serve me, giving thanks for the plants that have offered themselves to us as an offering. And that's very important. Intention is very important. One thing you have to know about water is that it's highly programmable. You speak to something and it will pick up the energies on this. There are a lot of studies you can go on YouTube, and I encourage you to study the power of water. And when water is exposed to certain vibrations, certain sounds or energies, it takes on a different form. So what I normally do, like for everything we do it as a family. So everybody, like this tea, everybody's gonna have this tea today. Everybody. If I'm taking a tincture from my situation, everybody's gonna get it because we're connected. And when one person's not feeling well, it impacts everybody, even if it's not physically, emotionally. So one person's not feeling well in the family, myself or my husband, we kind of take a pause and we assess everyone and check in with everyone, right? Because if he's not well, chances are I'm going to be feeling it, and my son is going to be feeling it, and everybody's going to be feeling it, which is natural because we live together. That's why we should heal together, right? That's why we make teas together. That's why I like ceremonies. That's why I like rituals. Yesterday, my girl Chamalani came over to visit, and it was so much fun. And we had tea, we had food, we had different things. It was ceremonial, and it was so healing. So I encourage you, get together as often as you can with people like mine and your tribe. make ceremonies together, love on each other. It is very healing. Okay, so the tea is boiling, and one of the tools I use is a strainer. I travel with strainers. I have two of them. Again, we don't use tea bags, but our tea is large enough that it won't go. It will go through the strainer without actually getting all in your tea. I think maybe some pieces, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to worry about that. So I travel with these, get a few dollars at the Walmart, and I use these to strain my tea all the time. If I'm doing a large thing of tea like I did yesterday, and I'll show you that in just a minute, or water, I'll just put this on top and pour the tea in. Right? This is real easy and basic. I've been able to live in a hotel and do all this whole process in a hotel. Anyone could do this. You can make this beforehand and store it in the fridge for up to 3 days. And it's good. You don't have to do this every day. So, my tea, I think is ready. And I'm going to strain it and show you what it looks like. Y'all already know it's super bitter, right? So, and that's okay. That's my disclaimer. But what you can do is you can put it in the refrigerator and get it really cold and drink it that way. Or you can add some lime to it. We have a lime tree here. So pick the limes, cut it, and squeeze it into your tea. It'll cut the bitterness a little bit. Sugar, sweetener is not going to help. So don't waste your sugar. Don't waste your sweetener because it's not going to help. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. So now my tea is ready to be poured. I'll wait for this to cool down to give to my son. And what I'll do for his, I'll dilute it. So maybe about 5 parts, like a little part of this tea, and then the rest of it would be water in his cup. If it's super cold, I can add it to his kombucha because kombucha is good for the digestive system. He likes coconut water, so if it's cold, you can add it to coconut water, anything, coconut milk. It just tastes bitter. As long as you get it down, it doesn't matter. Another thing you can do, you can boil this down where you evaporate a lot of the water out and make it concentrated. So all you gotta do is take a shot and be done. So those are 3 ways you can take this tea because I know it's super bitter. Chandra Lewis says, what can I take to get rid of the lower gut? This will clean you out. Sandra Waller says, this tea is everything. Yes, this tea is everything. And we'll be having it back on our website in about a month. So give us some time as you get settled. But this tea is everything. If you didn't take anything else and you took this tea, your health will improve at least by 50% because you're getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Like if your house is cluttered and trash is everywhere, you feel that. But when you kind of clean up your house, your house feels lighter, it feels more enjoyable, it smells good, and you're feeling good. Everything's about feeling. So now we're going to strain our tea. And you see, I'm just pouring it in here. You can see it. Yeah, I love tea. I have at least about 4 cups of tea a day. Different teas. From the muma tea, the pupa tea, to the sorrel, which we made yesterday. I drink about 4 cups of tea a day, in addition to my water. How do you order? You can order by going to soultribeheals.com. But listen, honey, Miss Allen, Risha Allen, we are actually displaced. We lost our business supplies and our home due to Hurricane Ida on August 29th. So we don't have everything here yet. And we are in Mexico, by the way. But once you get it here, you can order your heart's desire. Get healthy, get strong. Maybe you can even come. So that's how ordering was made available. The website is not up right now. It's because, well, we're being displaced, but also we are rebranding. So it's very exciting at the same time. The tea is normally $25 for the bag. The bag is bigger than, you get more than this. In fact, I think I have a whole bag right here. Yeah, I have a whole bag right here. This bag triples itself. I'll let you see it. This bag, okay, there you go, honey. This bag is the tea. This bag can make more than a gallon of tea. Remember, you're going up to 3 times, $25. And moving around and going eating at restaurants and stuff is something I really don't do. But it's no judgment for myself. I have to learn to get over that part. Y'all learn more about me. I'm really particular about things because I like my own food. Eating from other places, I'm not used to. So I had to rely on this tea to keep me healthy and strong, or at least in my mind, so that I'm just aware that I'm just keeping myself healthy. Because when you lose your home and everything that's familiar around you and you only have yourself, it's forced you to focus your energy on being mindful of how you feel and your energy and what your body needs. So, yeah, I've been on this tea since we've been gone, and I've been feeling great. My sleep has been better. I've lost a lot of weight. I don't usually show my body because it's not necessary really for the work that I do. But I've lost maybe about 15 pounds in a month, mainly because of the stress that came off of me from living in the U.S. And even as a healer, you know, yeah, you still got to live in this world. You still got bills to pay. You still got to do with your water not being the quality you need it. You still got to think about childcare. You still got to do these things of everyday life. So for me, and not having family support has been very challenging. And one of the reasons why we came, which I'll talk about in another video, was because we needed support. We needed support. And as soon as we got here, I mean, immediately we had a driver who drives us around. I'm not on the bus. I haven't taken the bus yet, although I probably will. You know, we had a housekeeper, someone to come in and clean up. We met her. I mean, we're just getting here, so we have more to develop. And even the people we've met, they've been great resources. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting more help here than I'm getting in the U.S. and I just got here. So I'm grateful. Those daily activities, life can be stressful. This is why I take my teas and my herbs, because sometimes, let me get into this real quick. Sometimes in life, every time we have a stressful situation or something happens, sort of traumatic or even micro-traumatic, it fragments us just a little bit. So it's like having this paper towel right here, right? So, for example, losing the home and the business, although I was like, okay, universe, you do what you do, that's a fragment, nonetheless. My mother wounds and dealing with my mother not being, you know, the one person I think she should be for me and the support I need from her, that's a big piece. So I'm gonna take that off. That's a fragment. Then I have dealing with my having the baby and being divorced from my first husband, being homeless. That's another piece. So life takes parts of us sometimes, and we have to be able at one point to say, you know what, I gotta call back my energy and my strength. I gotta call back what happened with the baby daddy situation. I gotta call back my mother wound and the energy and the power that it took from me and put that back. I gotta call back losing the house and the business supplies. I gotta call my energy that I lost from those situations back to me, so I can be whole again, right? And this is an everyday process. What does this have to do with health and wellness and keeping your blood clean and doing it? Because through life, that's what happens to our health. Pieces of it gets taken apart until we stop and take a minute and say, you know what? I'm gonna start taking care of myself. You know what? Y'all kids, y'all gonna have to wait because mom need to go get in prayer because she got situations going on and she don't want y'all to have the same mother wounds she had. So I have to take time for myself. I have to engage in ceremony for myself. Why is ceremony important? Because it acknowledges the divine inside of us. It allows the divine power to rise up in us. It allows us to acknowledge our own divinity. So when you take our teas, you're not just drinking a cup of tea, because you can go to the Walmart, you can go to the ShopRite, you can go to Pathmark or wherever you're Whole Foods, wherever it is that you shop, and get a cup of tea and make a cup of, or you can go to get one made for you. You don't know the energy on it. But when you ceremonialize yourself, ceremonialize when you eat, when you pray over your food, you're not just praying over food, you're programming it and what you need it to do for you. So with our teas, they come pre-programmed, ready to go. So when I say this gets you clean, it's gonna get you clean. When I say the guinea hen root took care of that, I don't know if it was yeast or whatever irritation I had from showering and using the washcloth and the water and the perfume, we mean it. It's already pre-programmed. It's already prayed over. When I tell you how many hands touch or don't touch our earth, when you get them, you feel the difference, right? So all you gotta do is just take it. And it helps to bring you back into wholeness. It's not a one-off thing and it's not an instant thing, but it's a step. It's a step moving forward in the direction you wanna go in. You wanna change your life? Start with the foods that you're eating. Start with ceremonializing. Opening your heart to yourself. This is very important. How you live, how you move, how you breathe. Are you always in a rush? I used to always be in a rush. Cause I feel like I ain't had enough time. I ain't had no support. That's not good for the divine feminine. And one thing I learned about divine feminine is that she got to be easy. She can't be running up and down these streets trying to do 20 million, 50 million different things, because that's not our natural energy. That drains us of our natural power. Our superpower is attracting. Now, we can do all of that, right, and still live our lives. But if you really want to get into your superpower, sit back and attract. Sit back and meditate into it. Sit back and feel into things and ask the universe to work for you. This is how I manifested this. I'm gonna tell you how I did it. You think I worked hard for it? I worked harder than I should because I thought I had to work for it. Spirit said no. I'm gonna show you another way. And when I did exactly what my spirit told me to do, which was so much easier, this place came with love, grace, and ease. It was a soft landing. Our flight was easy. We had, look, I bought 3 tickets. They charged me for 2. You saw my ancestors working. I bought 3 airline tickets. They only charged me for 2. I didn't say anything. They didn't charge me for one of my carry-ons. We almost missed the flight due to no fault of our own. Spirit said, hold on, we're going to hold this plane for y'all to get on it. When you pray for things that you believe, it happens. Chandra Lewis, how do we take with medicines? Okay, so this tea is generally safe with most medicines, generally safe, because these herbs are as food. So if you're eating a hamburger, right? People don't think about hamburgers or anything that they eat having a lot of different ingredients. But a hamburger, you got the breadcrumbs, the onions, the garlic, any type of spice plus the bread and whatever's in the sauce, the tomato, everything. That's like a lot of separate ingredients in one meal, but no one thinks about that. But same thing with herbs. They say be mindful of contraindications, but this one doesn't have any, other than it is bitter and it works. So what you might notice with medication, Chandra, is if you're taking something, and this is very important, so I'm glad you mentioned that, you may find out if you're taking this tea that, let's say you're taking something for high blood pressure, after about a week or so, you may have to cut back on the level of it because it's starting to clear your body up, and you won't need as much medicine as you needed before or at all. We had one person said she was on high blood pressure medication, and she's been taking our sorrel tea. And she said she went to her doctor, like, well, we don't need to put you on anything. You're good. Another one with diabetes said, you can cut down your metformin in half if you want to, but you really don't need it because the body now is stronger and it's working for you because you're clearing out the toxins, right? And so you don't need you'll find that you don't need as much level of that medication, if at all, once you start taking care of your body. But the thing to remember is the kidneys and liver, kidneys, liver, kidneys, liver. This tea cleanses those. This tea strengthens the kidneys and the liver. What do? That is where sometimes a lot of medication gets stored. It has to pass through and be filtered through those. So if those organs are not as strong, you can have a backup of medication, or your medication may not be as strong if those organs are kind of weak. But once you start to strengthen your organs, things will be more efficient. And that's why I say those medications may come stronger, or you may not need as much, because you're making your body more efficient to process things and to do what it does naturally. So Chandra Lewis, I hope that answers your question. It'll be hopefully we'll have it in a month on the shop. We will announce it on Facebook when it is available. But it's a fundamental tea, in addition to all the other stuff we have. We're planning on having a guinea hen root tincture, and of course our Jamaican soursop. Let me tell you about soursop, y'all. Shit. Soursop is good for a couple of things. Your nervous system. I've been talking about my nervous system ever since this situation happened. Soursop is good for the nervous system. It's great for children. Children who seem to have some anxiety, or you yourself, feel like you suffer with anxiety or sleeplessness. It is amazing for calming down the nervous system. Let me show you something that's good else for the nervous system. Give me a second. Y'all already know I'm going to come with it. Y'all already know I'm coming with it. Soursop is also good for eyesight. And although I wear glasses, sometimes I put these glasses on because I feel like I have bags underneath my eyes, y'all. But I don't need them. And I used to have bad eyesight, but I don't really need them. It's good for your night vision. It's good for your nervous system. It's good for things like cancer. Soursop and the guinea hen are great for cancer, tumors, fibroids, things that grow abnormally. Fibroids, if y'all suffer with fibroids, I'm going to do a video on that one, just so you know the energetic roots to the fibroids, because it's an energy. It's an energy, and I've helped a lot of people with it. Makita says soursop is her favorite. Let me tell you about soursop, y'all. If you have a nursing mother, her milk ain't coming in, give her a couple teaspoons of soursop and some warm water. In a couple minutes, her breast milk will come right on in. It's great. You don't have to go to the doctor if you don't want to. Get you some soursop tinctures or soursop leaves or the fruit and eat it. It will help with your breast milk. Isn't that amazing? It's very good for protection as well. I use it in my spiritual work. when I'm doing some protective work around my house and my family and my candle work, I will use soursop for that. Sandra, send me a message. I have Makita on this video as well. She may have some of these products you can get from her. But Sandra, if you send me a message, I'll connect you, and I'll see if Makita's available to send it to you, because she's on in the States, and she helps us while we're there. So thank you, Makita. I love you. So yeah, soursop you must have. Protection, healing, colds, flu, soursop. Take it daily, preventative. It pulls mucus. It's very good for digestional issues and calming the nervous system. Yes, because we have to repair our nervous system. And speaking of which, I love my favorite Happy Elixir. I don't know, y'all, who had the Happy Elixir. Woo! And I didn't mean to come on here and talk about the Happy Elixir, y'all, but listen, we're going to talk about it. Happy Elixir came as a result of my own personal deep depression that I suffered with for 20 years. I mean, couldn't get out of bed, couldn't keep a job type depression, medication type depression, and it was heavy. And that was just part of my life journey, my life experiences. People talk about my joy. Yeah, it's because I've experienced the opposite for so long, for so long. And I've learned about joy. I've learned about why it's important that you have joy in your life no matter what. I've learned how important that even mental things such as depression. When I was my most depressed is when I had cancer, cervical cancer. I'll talk about that later. And at 20, I think I was 26. 26, I had cervical cancer at 26 years old. I had an issue with blood sugar, borderline diabetic. I had liver disease. This is why, I talk about the liver, because I know about it. I know a lot about it. I had cysts. I had all kind of crazy mental conditions, skin conditions going. And I know it was linked to that depression, which was linked to my root chakra, which was linked to mother and father wounds, right? I didn't know at the time until Spirit spoke to me one day and said, hey, we want you to put these 13 herbs together for you. I said, okay, this, and these proportions. You talk about joy, Happy Elixir. What it does, it doesn't give you joy, no. It helps to repair you of the internal trauma to your body, your mind, and your soul. It gives you a boost of energy. It gives you a center, a groundedness, an assurance of who you are, that, okay, I can get through the day. Okay, I can get through this situation. The Happy Elixir is formulated through the power of my ancestors, I'm Jamaican and Haitian, and they say use this to heal yourself, Yaya, but also when you're ready, share it with the world. And one thing I've told my ancestors, and I've kept my promise, and they've kept their promise to me, is that if y'all help me through this situation, I'm gonna help other people, I promise you. If y'all give me this formula, I promise you. If y'all help me to heal, because I used to have bad acne. Oh my God. When I tell you bad acne, it was so bad when we go outside. It was bad, all my cheeks, my forehead, everything. When I used to have that, and I used to say, Spirit, if you help me to clear up my skin, I promise you I will show other people how to do it. Here I am today, showing you how to do it, talking about these things, what we need to do for our families, our a promise I'm fulfilling that I've said that I would when the ancestors gave me these recipes. A lot of these recipes for our herbs are from my family and growing up, yes, but some of the formulation has been inspired by the vine that lives inside of me. And so it's been my promise. And so my representation of and what to do, that I don't want to stay up, y'all. That's cool. Let's do it another way. Is because of a promise, a covenant, a contract. So the Happy Elixir will get your mind right. Y'all, Tina Shamalani is on here. Tina Shamalani, do you want to talk about your Happy Elixir experience, the sorrow you had yesterday? Soursop, because she got a trio going on. Let me see if I can get her on here. I don't know. Let me see. All right. I'm going to try to get her on here while we're talking, right? So, it's important that we care for ourselves. Our health is number one. Forget a job. There ain't no job. There's no job to go to if you're not well. What job you going to if you ain't here? Mentally here. Is it worth it? These are some of the questions I had to ask myself as it relates to healing myself and the herbal business. And let me tell you, put yourself first. I don't care what it costs you. Put yourself first. This is particularly for the women. And the men that are watching too, because I know there's a lot of men who send me messages about the issues they're having. Put yourself first. You are number one. Your energy is a divine energy for your life. It's supposed to be used for you. If you want to give it to a job, if you want to give it to a relationship, if you want to give it to your community, that's up to you. Don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about what you need. I was talking to Charlene today, and I was saying, hey, you know, sometimes I be moving so much, I don't check in. I'm not mindful of my breath as much as I would like to while I was living in the States. But here in Mexico, when I get up, the first thing I'm thinking about is, oh, Yaya, what you want to do, girl? What's going on, girl? I had to get off some of the stress. I had to get off some of that, so I can live and move around. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it started with a daily commitment of tea. It started with a daily commitment of making sure that my mind is strong, strengthening my body. After I had a baby, my body felt devastated. I had issues with prolapse. Prolapse is when maybe your uterus drops down and comes out, like it folds down and comes like out of your body, or sometimes your bladder can come out of your body and drops down. The child, so many times I had to push that thing back in there. I didn't have any help with my baby, but I knew I had to do something for my body. And so these teas have been a ministering agent for healing for myself. So when I talk about they work, when people say they work, I believe it, that they do. They work. But y'all leave your comment. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Divine Mother, for your goodness to us. Thank you for the plans that you give us to help us to heal our mind and body. Put your comments and your questions about teas. What questions do you have? What concerns do you have about your health? I also want to say this. Whatever your passion is in life, you can create a lifestyle around it. And you can make money to sustain yourself and your family around it. Some of you are in the middle of decision. Some of you have to make some choices concerning how you want to live your life, concerning how you want to show up for yourself. A lot of you put yourself on the back burner for a very, very long time. And Spirit said you can have your cake and eat it too. You don't have to wait to the sweet by and by to get the things that you need. You can call it in now. You can declare it in now and sit back and align yourself and allow it to come to you. It is possible. There is a new world that is being created right now. A new world where we labored so much and we did so much. That's going to start to change. We're going to start to be moving differently in this new world where we're manifesting more consciously with our minds and our hearts, where we're healing ourselves through meditation, through touch and Reiki, where we're touching and participating in this flow, because I can feel like there's a river. And Spirit is asking some of you, just put your hand in there. Just take your foot, put it in there. Just go ahead and get some of that water, drink some of that water, because that flow is a currency, talking about money and you being currency, things that will move you into a direction of your highest good. It may be a little cultural because it's a revolutionary way of thinking, but as I'm learning that there's some revolutionary beings that are here on the earth, and I know a lot of you are some of them. You think differently, you feel differently, you move differently. Spirit is saying now is the time to get into that revolutionary energy of yourself, to manifest your highest good. Doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what's in your bank account, it doesn't matter what's going on. Those things are temporary, because nature, as I'm learning even more so, as my own life is taking a different turn, is in their cycles, right? And each cycle has its energy. A lot of you are getting into a new cycle. Before I lost my house in August, I felt a new cycle coming. I told my husband, I said, baby, I feel like a door is getting ready to close and one is getting ready to swing open. I ain't know how it was going to show up, but I was ready for it, right? I was taking my grounding teas, my grounding herbs, because I got to prepare this body for whatever journey that the Spirit is going to take it, right? It has come. And for you, there is a spirit, there's an energy here that wants to take you to another level, that wants to take you to a different place in your life. And Spirit is saying be open. What does it mean to be open? To be open, mainly just to be like, all right, what's up? I'm looking around. I have have no pull or grab for one way or another. I'm just open. Okay. Let me look and see. I see this over here. Let me look into that. All right. Okay. I'm not putting a lot of stress or pressure or anything. I'm open and available. May the highest will of the divine be done. Right? This is how we manifested this place here. I was open. Whatever happened. When it came, I looked at it. Okay. All right. I was just open to the process because I'm so used to controlling things. Spirit said, no, boo-boo. You're going to control it, but you're going to control it from a different way, which brings you more love, grace, and ease. And that's what it's been. Love, grace, and ease. Yeah, it was traumatic losing everything and the mind and the heart and the attachments, but those are just attachments. Because when you leave this earth, you can't take none of this shit with you, right? Everything you have is borrowed, including your body. My eyes are borrowed, my teeth are borrowed, my skin is borrowed. The universe gave this to me, right? So we get, we lose, we get. It's part of life. So embrace all of that. Continue to drink your tea, family. Continue to love yourself. Let me take some of my tea. Be in your joy. Be in your moment. Take care of your body. You only get you get one while you're here. Make it beautiful, make it shiny, make it polished, make it feel good. A little bit at a time. If it's exercise, if it's meditation, if it's getting sun, give yourself credit for everything that you do to take care of yourself. Because self-care is also a revolutionary act, such as joy is a revolutionary act. And you can do it. You can do it. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me this rising here in Mérida, Mexico. Please stay tuned. Later on, I'd like to do a video on harvesting some leaves. We're going to harvest some leaves. Orange leaves for the cold season. Now, it doesn't get cold here, but cold as in, like, you know, not feeling well. But I want to show you how we're going to harvest them and how we clean them, prepare them, and dry them for use. And I think you can find a lot of information on things that you can use that's right around your community to keep your health healthy and strong and looking great. All right, family, I got to go get my little baby together for the day because he likes his bananas. And I got to prepare his bananas and his breakfast for him. So I'll see you later. I thank you for your time. I love you all. Thank you for following my journey. And I will see you all very soon. If you hit the Cash App and the Venmo and the PayPal is at the bottom. Thank you, everyone. Love you. Peace. Bye-bye.